Right, let's start here. So we've got 12th house. So 12th house is the house of dreaminess. It's the house of spiritual connection, spiritual life, and your connection to whatever it is that your spirit team, God, the prime creator, source, whatever you relate to, and its connection to that, and that is also opens the gateway for imagination and inspiration and all of those beautiful things. So huge opportunities for healing, huge opportunities for getting to the grips with certain processes which are in the unconscious. It's also a wonderful opportunity to retreat and reflect and go within, to do a little bit of dwelling on certain things. And that can also be to bring that imaginative side and inspirational side through, but it can also be just for meditation purposes and for understanding larger concepts and just getting to grips with what all the internal feelings and so on. But a huge opportunity for healing, as I said. In some cases, it's service work to others, but it can also be a profession, as in the healing profession, but also it could be volunteer work or aspects of that, charity work, whatever. You have got 11th house, and all of those sorts of things do come in there. But it can also be about, obviously, your spiritual life, understanding concepts to do with that, mysticism, and so on. And it can also be about karma, understanding your karma, karmic issues that you have come into this lifetime with. It can also be related to karmic inheritance in some cases. 12th house is also the house where you meet soulmates or people that you have a very deep bond with. This can be a love relationship, or it could just be a soulmate, which can be a number of sort of different types of relationships. It can also be about getting to grips, as I said, with the unconscious processes. Now, this is things that are in the unconscious, like drives, motivations, programming, behavioral things, and things that kind of drive your life. The unconscious rules about 90% of your life. So that's just, it's everything that's going on underneath, internally. And this can also be about escapism in some cases. So this can be literally getting away, going on a retreat, spending time away on your own, or just apart from others, to sort of do processing. Or it could be related to literally being escapist. In other words, not facing certain things, not dealing with certain things. And that can in some ways lead to reliance on certain things like addictions. And this can be substance, but it can also be situations like media, addiction to media, or addiction to worry or drama, or even codependency, whatever the situation is. All of these things come up with the 12th house. It can also be about your experiences in certain types of institutions. So this can be like a legal institution, or it can be a government or a hospital or a library or a university, any of those sorts of situations. It's your experiences there while you were in that place. Now, any one of those areas could come in for you. You have got solar eclipse revolution. So normally, as I said, solar eclipse can be an upheaval or a big change. It can be a big change of direction, or it could be like a realization, like an epiphany. This really sets a lot of things in motion. But it can be, what it is it can be very fast like that, or it just could appear out of nowhere. This will, it's to teach you self-mastery, how to manage change or how to manage this process. And this can also steer you in a different direction. So this could be related to a relationship, or it could be related to a profession, or it could be related to where you live. You may want to move or relocate or change something in that area. So all of these things come in with the solar eclipse, but it is about your attitude and how you're handling the change. So your ability to manage this change in an optimistic and progressive way will determine the rate of the transition and how the transition happens. If you're resistant, or you don't want to face it, or you are doing any other kind of behaviors which are not actually helping you, they're not helpful, they're self-defeating, then this solar eclipse can be quite an upheaval. But if you know there are changes that need to be made, or you can see straight away what needs to happen, then you can manage the change, take the steps required, and move forward. And it might be a little bit of an upheaval initially, but then once you're out of that situation, in some cases it can be moving you out of a rut. Once you're out of that situation, you're starting to find your feet, then you will find that, this needed to happen in your life. So all of these aspects coming in for you. Now, it is saying here, Mawu, Mother Earth. So you are called upon to help with environmentalism. So that's an aspect coming in here. Now, with the 11th house, as I said, that could very well be coming in. It could be a change of career. It could be a realization that you're having about something, some sort of epiphany, which really affects you to your core. It could be to do with that. And it may be around this issue, but it is also about grounding. That's what Mother Earth, Mawu, is about, grounding. So being a Pisces, and your 12th house is aspected here, it's saying that you do need to ground yourself at this time. So do your grounding meditations. 12th house is the house of spirituality and meditation and so on. It could be yoga as well. Do something which is going to ground you. So either through meditation or walking with your feet on the bare earth or on the beach or wherever you are, and sitting on the actual earth. It can also be using crystals, grounding crystals to assist you, whatever you can do to ground yourself. And this is also eating properly, sleeping, taking regular naps, and that helps to bring your energy, to soothe your energy. It's also about clearing away toxic things from your environment. So this could be within your home or within your actual environment. So this can be physical things, as I said, like chemicals or things that trigger you, what you're eating, what you interacting with. It could be media. It can also be situations around other people. So these can be people who perhaps are not actually right for you. The connection with them isn't right for you. So that can come in. So it can be limiting that or restricting that in some way. It can also be that you may be being pulled under by other people's complexities, their dramas and their troubles and worries. And because you're empathic and a Pisces, quite often you get taken advantage of in that way. So this is about clearing out anything that's triggering or toxic for you. This is in your actual environment, your home, but also obviously around you, energetically as well. But ground yourself. Make sure that you are doing that on a regular basis. With very strong energy, 12th house and a solar eclipse. So this is very, very strong energy coming in for you. And it can also be sort of channeling your energy in a very positive way. And this can be related to some sort of social reform or a global consciousness outlet, something. It can also be recycling things around your home, and upcycling things. Perhaps you have a gift for a talent for that. But it can also be recycling of energy within yourself. You may be transmuting a lot of energy at this time. So all of these aspects come in with this. Now, with this, I do feel with this solar eclipse and also coming in with your 12th house, there will be other elements where it's going to be reflected here as well. But you have got clarity coming in. So with the 12th house, it's important that, especially when the solar eclipse comes in, that you stay in the present moment. Okay, don't slip off into the past or into some sort of reverie or allow yourself to be confused or overwhelmed. Okay, because emotions are going to rise up. So clarity, it's important to speak clearly, think clearly, be clear about your intentions and everything that is going on. And if you are grappling with something, do everything possible to gain clarity in that issue. It's going to be important with this energy coming in and in the 12th house. So it's important to aim for that always, because of your Piscean and the 12th house energy, you can lose a few boundaries, or slip off into a reverie, or just not be able to see things 100% clearly, or you could be sensing a tremendous amount and you can't discern what is actually right for you and what is right for somebody else, and so on. So it's important to get clarity, and you're going to do that through meditation, through spiritual practices, through obtaining healing. You may need to go for healing with somebody, but solitude, time alone, will help you with that as well. Okay, so we have got here 11th house. So this, as I said, can be about friendships. So I do feel that's coming in for you in some shape at this time. And it can also be about anything to do with groups, group activities. So this can be like a book club or a recycling club, or a group that you're joining to do with social issues, whatever it may be. It could be a healing group. Any kind of group or group consciousness comes in. And it's also about networks and contacts as well. So, you know, any kind of situation where you are an individual within a group setting can also come in. This can be a group of companies even. So it's contacts, networks, and working all of those out. It's also to do with your personal hopes and dreams, what you're visioning for yourself in the future, and your interests, you know, your hobbies or whatever it is that you do, things that are of interest to you. And this can be some, you know, perhaps that's why you're a member of a group. Perhaps it's a society or an association, something like that. So any of those issues could come in. It's also about, on a sort of a global consciousness level, social reform. It can also be to do with trends in society or trends in the world at this time, and you know, following that, and your futuristic visions and things that you may be getting insights coming to you. You may be downloading insights to do with that. It's also your ideals are coming in with the 11th house as well. So quite a big house, but it you know, it has got the global aspect, and then it's got some personal aspects as well. Okay, Pisces, hope you enjoyed that. Please take care. Have a wonderful month. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.